Time once again to go back into the archives. Welcome to Vintage Games here on the NHL Network. I'm Dan Pollard. Today we take you back to January 2nd of 1971 and a game between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings. Now the Red Wings and Maple Leafs were as familiar with each other as any two rivals in any sports. They'd played 450 regular season games against each other, and remarkably each team had won 189, tying 62. But nothing in those previous meetings could have prepared the teams for what was to come on this night. This would turn out to be the most lopsided game in more than 40 years of this great rivalry.
The officials for tonight's game, referee Bill Friday, number 3, and the two linesmen are Pat Shetler, number 20, and Will Norris, number 21. The goalkeepers at the north end of the left is Jim Rutherford, number 30, for the Detroit Red Wings, and for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Jacques Plante, number 1, at the south end of the right. Alex Delvecchio, number 10, starts at center with Mahavlich on the left wing, number 27, Gordie Howe, number 9 on the right, Harris, number 16 on the defense with number 3, Dale Rolfe. Keon is 14, Monahan 20, and McMillan 23, Bond 21, and Dory 8. Play is started, the puck is in the Leaf zone. Dory back in the net. Flipped it up to Keon. Keon just flicks it down the ice. Stopped by Ron Harris, number 16, to Dale Rolfe, who flipped it out for Howe, nowhere near him. Bond takes a long shot. Rutherford knocked it into the corner. Puck is picked up there by Dale Rolfe. He's watched by Keon. Keon gets it back to Bond. Bond takes his shot. Keon trying to set it. He did right in front of Miller. Down in front of him, another shot. And that's knocked out to the wing. Delvecchio clearing it into the corner. Harris brings it over with a long pass to Mahavlich. Mahavlich takes a long shot. The clock stopped. Bond covering Mahavlich. Delvecchio carrying it back to Rolfe. He cleared it in again to Delvecchio. Delvecchio to Mahavlich. He centered it. Harris at the blue line. Had it go off the stick. Out and in again. And play is called. The Leafs are going to start Ullman, number 9, with Henderson on the left side and Ellis on the right. McKinney is 18. And Pellick 4. And from the face-off, Detroit shoots the puck into the Leaf zone. Wide of Plante. Plante comes out. Shot it off the boards. Henderson trying to set up Ullman. It came to Unger. Unger took his shot, and Plante stopped that. Pellick then for Ellis. Woken up. Bergman lets one go and hit the goal post. Pellick just shoots the puck down the ice. And ends up at the side of the Detroit net, touched by Hart, and is coming back into the Leaf zone, and that was a close call, Bob. Right along the ice, hit the goalpost.
Bergman shoots them pretty well from that point, and Jeff Plante partially screened on that and hit the left goalpost to his right. And, you know, the old story, you fraction of an inch the other way, and it would have been in.
Red Wings playing every man up. Pellick has gone over to the bench to get some instructions from Johnny McClellan. Now he's going back into the circle. Ullman, Ellis, and Henderson, McKinney, and Pellick. Ready to go for the face-off. Ullman facing off with Webster, who got the draw. Henderson gives it back to Ullman, shot it over to the wing. Knocked back to Pellick. Pellick, number 4, back of the net, trying to pull away from Unger. And Levitt smashed into Unger and knocked him flat. Over the line, a shot by Pellick. Knocked down. Play is called, but Nick Levitt really stepped in there and missed the Leaf player and crashed into Unger.
All right, let's take a look at that play on Levitt, and he's got Mike Pellick lined up here, and Pellick just missed getting it, and he really caught Unger a tremendous smash and knocked the young center man of the ice, and Mike Pellick who didn't even get touched
to number 14, Levitt. 2 minutes for charging. Time 1:44.
And there's the call, Bill. Levitt for charging, and he was after Pellick and hit his own man Unger.
The Leafs have the odd man. It comes back to Keon, getting it over to McKinney. McKinney takes his shot, and it's caught there by Rutherford, and we'll have a face-off in the Detroit zone. The Leafs with a man advantage. Nick Levitt for charging at 1:44. Jimmy Rutherford, number 30, for the Detroit Red Wings, in goal. It's Ullman. Trying to set up Ellis. Digs it out to McKinney. McKinney back to Ellis. Ellis missed the pass, gets it to Henderson, centered it. Detroit trying to get it out to Kidd. Takes the backhand, and Bergman Play is called. He didn't close his glove on it. Bill Friday was right on top of the play, although Henderson and Ullman claimed he did.
Get a look at that block by Bergman as he blocked Normie Ullman's shot here and reaches out and draws it back underneath him. We just missed it there. The camera was in behind the leg, but Henderson Ullman immediately over after Bill Friday for a penalty for grabbing the puck.
Leafs playing every man up. Shot into the corner. Cleared by Harris down the ice, and it's McKinney going back for it. We have 17:41 remaining in the first period, and there's no score between the Red Wings and the Leafs. Leafs Keon, a pass over to Ellis. Ellis down the right wing, slipped it through for Ullman. Ullman still has it, back to McKinney. Over for Keon, off the boards. There's his shot, right on. Rutherford stopped that. Cleared off the boards, but not out. McKinney dump. The puck goes to Ellis, back to Keon, over to McKinney. McKinney's hit, but Ellis shoots. They score! Over! Finally puts it in the net.
Leafs controlling that puck beautifully in the Detroit end. Jim McKinney sliding it through to Normie Ullman. The puck got hung up here. And Jimmy Rutherford making the first stop, and the puck coming back to Normie Ullman with Rutherford down, and he just flipped it up over him into the top right-hand corner.
Toronto goal scored by number 9, Ullman. Assist number 6, Ellis, and number 18, McKinney. The time, 2:53.
2:53 is the time of the goal. Toronto leading Detroit 1-0, and the puck is back of the Leaf net. Dory with it. Dory ahead to Harrison. For Sittler. Sittler missed a check from Harris. Against the board, digs it out, flipped it right under Rolf's stick. Rolf and McGregor with Connolly. Over the line. The pass to number 19, Hank Monteith, trying to center it. McGregor is hit. Here's a chance for Connolly and a shot. That was stopped. Harrison brings it out. With Armstrong, who takes the pass over the line. He flipped it through, and Rutherford knocked it into the corner. Here Rolf shot it back in the net. Harris is there. Harris given a joke by Harrison, and it's up the ice now for Bruce McGregor, number 12, the center. He shot the puck in. Quant rubbed it. Knocked it to the corner. Armstrong is covered. Rick Lee takes his time. Dropped it back to Dory. Dory up for a Sittler, and he failed to get it over on the right wing. Shot into the Leaf zone. It goes into the corner. Back of the net for Plum, who let it go to Dory. Dory back for Armstrong. Armstrong. Up at the blue line. Coming at center. Shot it down the ice. It's going over the red line. That'll be called for icing. 15.
Not possible.
Pittsburgh leading New York 1-0. Hyberek from shotgun Bathgate at 4:43. Shot near the Leaf goal, picked up by Ullman. Ullman watched by Unger. Unger trying to center it. He does, right in front of the net. Levitt couldn't get to it, and Ellis knocked it off the boards out. Here Rolf shoots it back in again, and Unger is way outside. Face off outside the Leaf blue line. Ullman now with Brian Spencer on the left wing and Ellis on the right. Vaughn on the defense with... Here's a chance for Spencer. Closing in. He tried to relay it back. Spencer knocked it to the blue line. Dory over to Ellis. Ellis gets his shot away. Rutherford caught that. Harris back of the Detroit net starts out with a pass to Unger. He's picked by Ullman over the line. Ullman hits Spencer. Spencer goes after it again. Goes back to the net. Centered it right in front. Ullman gets the shot. Ellis gets a hold of it. Tries to center it. And Unger brings it back. Unger hit by Vaughn. Down he goes. The puck is loose on the right wing, and Ullman's got it. Ullman at center. He's down. Left it there. Levitt gets a hold of it with Webster, and Spencer gets back quickly to cover up. Just gets rid of it to center. Shot back into the Leaf zone, and it's Jim Dory. Dory starting out of his own zone to his own blue line. Up at center. Long shot. That hit the backboards, and it's cleared up to Bruce McGregor, number 12. Up with Connolly. Shot it into the lead zone. Plot comes out of the net. Tipped into the corner. Rick Lee after it. Kicked it loose to Armstrong. Armstrong back to the leaf goal. Takes a look. Ahead to Harrison. Harrison over here to Spencer. Spencer back to Harrison. Bergman after him. Harrison is draped along the boards. Armstrong takes his hand out. Digs the puck out. Tried to center it. Hitler is out there. And it's McGregor coming down the ice. Long shot wide. Rick Lee off the boards for Armstrong. Knocked it out and down the left wing. Hitler races after with height. Hitler gets the puck to Harrison. Harrison was checked before he could get it over to Hitler. McGregor coming back. A long shot off the board. Clark tipped it into the corner. Armstrong couldn't get it out. Lee gets it up for Armstrong. Ahead for Harrison to Sittler. Sittler over the line. Back to Harrison. Harrison going in. Takes off to the side by Bergman. Pellick keeps the puck into Sittler. Around to Harrison. He centered it. Moving up is McMillan. Back of the net. Clears it back to Lee. There's his shot, and that's wide. Upman's lost his stick. Pellick, the old blast goal.
On this sequence, Jimmy Rutherford losing his stick on the play just prior to that. Billy McMillan coming across, and there goes the stick. The puck coming back to the point to Pellick, and a blazing shot through Rutherford's pads, right through his pads, and he's covering the side of that net. But he lost the stick about 15 seconds just prior to that.
Toronto goal scored by number 4, Pellick. Assist number 2, Lee, and number 23, McMillan. The time, 12:02.
12:02 is the time of Pellick's third goal of the year. And Vaughn goes back for it, back of the net. Shot it off the boards, but not out. Mahavlich for Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio is too well covered. Del Vecchio gets it back, though. Hit Vaughn's skate. Mahavlich centered it. Monahan shoots it down the ice. The puck is sliding to the red line. It's over, and icing will be the call. There's no question about that icing, Brown. This Wednesday, Hockey Night in Canada comes to you from both the Forum in Montreal, Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Viewers on the National Network will see the game from Montreal, where the Canadians host the Vancouver Canucks. The Maple Leaf Network in Toronto will carry the game between the Leafs and Minnesota North Stars. Up the ice with a quick pass for Keon, over on the left wing for Monahan, too far. Del Vecchio. Back to Harris. 7 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first period. A long shot. Deflected to the corner. McMillan is checked by Mahavlich. But Vaughn got there to cover up. Keon. Trying to come out. Over to Dory. Up to Monahan. Deflected off Rolf to Harris. Harris of Detroit to Howe. Too far. Dory bringing it back over the line. Still has it. Now takes him in on the board. Play is called. And there'll be a face-off in the Detroit zone to the right.
Incidentally, Bill, big number 9 from Detroit, is now playing tonight his 1650th regular season game, and that's really something to talk about.
It certainly is a fantastic career for the big number 9. Hope it doesn't make you feel old. Comes back to Pellick. Pellick is checked by Unger. Unger got it out. Pellick got it back again and shot it into the Detroit zone. Height over to Bergman. Bergman's pass for Unger, broken up by Ullman. Ullman still has it. It's being grabbed by Bergman. Henderson then shot it to an open wing. Goes into the corner. Ellis back to McKinney. Trying to get it back to Ellis. Ellis and Unger bumped together and shot out to Libet. Libet's pass over here to Webster. Webster away from one check. Unger had Ullman covered. Ullman went down. Henderson along the boards. Goes back to Pellick. Pellick shot it out to center right. Toronto Maple Leafs 2, Detroit nothing. 5:58 remaining in the first period. Pellick around to McKinney. McKenney breaking out of his own zone. Long pass is right on the net. Here's Edison closing in, and his backhand is weak and wide. Rutherford seemed to lose control of it. Unger trying to get away at center. Here's Webster closing in, dropping it to Unger. Unger centered it in front, but there was nobody there to help him. Kept in, though. Unger then shoots it to an open wing, and there's nobody there. Henderson. Over the line offside is Ellis. On the face-off, it goes back to Rolfe. He shoots it down the ice. Toronto leading 2-0. 5:13 remaining in the first period. Harrison. Up for Darryl Sittler. Sittler at center. Back to Harrison. Over the line. Harrison scoots around to the fence. Stop. Centered it. Sittler missed it. Comes back to Lee. Lee takes his shot. Sittler to puck and hit the goal post. Spencer trying to center it. And Rolfe gets it down the ice. Clock giving it to Dory, number 8. 4:42 left in the first period. 2-0 for the Leafs. 1:18 left in the penalty. Quick pass to Harrison at center. He overshoots the puck. Hit it back to Sittler. Sittler goes over the line himself. Closing in. Takes his shot. And tried to get it in front again, and it's cleared by Harris down the ice. Keon comes over the board. Dory. Bringing the puck up himself. Got it to Keon. Keon over the line. Keon closing in on goal. Goes back to the net. It's right in front. Spencer was standing there. Right in front of Spencer. He hit the goal post on the short side. Keon right in front. He shoots.
Rutherford and stop Spencer. Davey Keon, there's Spencer's shot. Keon picking the puck up in the corner and walking out of that corner. Not a stick laid on him. Beat one man, two man, and a quick slap shot beat Rutherford just about 3 inches off the ice.
Toronto goal scored by number 14, Keon. Assist number 15, Spencer, and number 2, Lee. The time 16:06.
Now they've got number 1, Donnie McLeod, in goal for the Detroit Red Wings. Spencer and Lee got the assists on that goal by Keon. Rick Lee's got 2 assists in the first 3 goals that have been scored. They have 3 minutes and 54 seconds remaining in the first period. And it's at the 16:06 mark that the Red Wings have decided to use Don McLeod. Okay, Brian.
Now in goal for Detroit and wearing number 1, Don McLeod.
Well, I find it rather difficult to fault Rutherford for the Red Wings being behind 3-0. We see a perfect example of how loose that Detroit defense has been when Keon walked out from the corner. Granted that the Red Wings were playing a man short, but he walked out from that corner at all kinds of time to line up a shot and beat Rutherford, and I would defy any goalkeeper to stop the shot that Keon scored his 20th goal with just prior to this goalkeeping change.
Well, it's one of those perfect shots. It's the open side of the net, and again allowed 20 feet in front. You can't miss, as a rule. In our first intermission tonight, Ward's guest will be George Armstrong. And following the interview, we have the videotape highlights of 2 games that were played last Wednesday night. Pittsburgh playing at Montreal and California here in Toronto. And of course, Ward and Goldie will be along with the highlights of the period.
A little background on young McLeod. He's a native of Trail, British Columbia, and he has spent most of his professional career after coming out of the Edmonton Oil Kings in the Junior Western League with Fort Worth, and has played part of one season with Springfield in the American Hockey League. Last year he was with Fort Worth in the Central Hockey League, played 36 games, and he came out of there with a 2.97 average.
Thanks Vancouver has tied St. Louis. Goodville from Popila and Rosemont at 11:35. First period. It's Toronto leading Detroit 3-0 in this first period with 3:54 to go. And in goal now, wearing number 1, is Don McLeod as the puck is shot into the Detroit zone. Back of the net there for Hart. To Del Vecchio, slipping it in front of his own net. Bergman flipping it back for Howe. It was behind him. Over to Bergman. Bergman starts to bring it up with Mahavlich, and it was 2-5 for him. McMillan hit it, but not out. Bergman kept it in, shot it around to Mahavlich, to Howe. And he couldn't get it shot. It was deflected near the net. Del Vecchio back to Bergman. McKinney breaks it up, clears it to McMillan. McMillan tipping it out on the right wing, and Del Vecchio get back to cover up. He left it. McMillan in for Monahan, and he couldn't get his shot away. Monahan back of the net. Hard shot it, but not out. McKinney tests him with a hard shot, and it was caught by McLeod this time. To Del Vecchio, up for Mahavlich. With Howe, and it was stopped by Monahan. Monahan's pass stopped by Hart to Del Vecchio. Shot the puck into the corner of the lead zone, and it's caught to Monahan. Or Keon. Lost it to Howe. Pellick stepped in front. Monahan gets it out. Monahan going down the left wing. McMillan trying to catch up. Monahan shoots, and he shot it high, and it goes over the glass into the crowd. On the face-off, it goes back into the corner, and Harris is watched by Ullman. Up for McGregor. Shot it into the lead zone. Dory goes back for it. 2:21 remaining as Ellis now starts out on the right side. With Ullman, it takes the pass. Back for Ellis. Ellis closing in. He's checked. Ullman went after it. It's back of the net. Ullman flipping it to Bond. Bond shot. Ullman fights for it with Rolfe. Tries to take it away from him. Picked off there by number 19. Hank Monteith. Along to Harris. Up to the blue line, and McGregor was hit by Bond. Ellis to Dory. Up for Henderson. He was checked by Connolly, number 17. It's over the line offside. Monteith went in over the blue line, brought the puck in. He was offside himself. A minute and 39 seconds remain in the first period. Toronto Maple Leafs leading 3-0. Ullman, Pellick, and Keon in that order. Jimmy Rutherford started in goal, and now it's Don McLeod. Gone over to Dory. A pass for Ullman was too far. McGregor shooting it over onto the right side to Connolly. A long shot, blocked shot that. And it's Bond. For Henderson. Henderson is dumped. And Dory brings it out. Got it over the blue line. Rolfe shoots it out again. Henderson breaks it up. To Ullman. Back for Henderson. Ullman fails to get over the line. McGregor can't get anywhere. Monteith covered by Ellis.
Minute of play.
Henderson gets the puck. Flipped it over for Ullman. It's at the blue line. Right back. McGregor given a jolt, but was Dory that went down. The puck grabbed by Henderson. He gives it to Ullman. Henderson grabbed it, and there's going to be a penalty to Henderson for closing his hand on the puck. This Wednesday, Hockey Night in Canada comes to you from both the Forum in Montreal and Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Here's on the National Network. We'll see the game from Montreal where the Canadians host the Vancouver Canucks, while the Maple Leaf Network in Toronto will carry the game between the Leafs and the North Stars. These telecasts are brought to you in part by Ford of Canada and the Mercury and Ford dealers.
On the puck. The time, 19:14.
Henderson gets a penalty for holding the puck at 19:14. 46 seconds left. First period. Keon facing off with Unger. It goes to Lee, and Lee shoots it down the ice. McLeod left the puck there for Bergman. There's Unger, Del Vecchio, Howe, and Webster. Long pass up to Webster. Back to Unger. Offside as Del Vecchio was over the blue line. .25 seconds left in the first period. Toronto 3, Detroit nothing. Pellick over to Lee, and he shot it down the ice. Bergman takes his time with 15 seconds remaining. Over on the left side, Armstrong stopped it and knocked it back of the net. 9 seconds remain in the Leafs have the Red Wings all tied up. Now Unger comes up with 3 seconds. Clock tapped that, and there goes the bell.
Come with America's most reliable wireless network, Verizon Wireless.
Teams are on the ice now for the second period, and the Leafs with Jacques Plante in goal defend the north end of my left in their white uniforms with a blue trim. And the Detroit Red Wings, the south end of the right, with Don McLeod in goal. And they're in their predominantly red uniform with the white trim. The officials are Bill Friday, Pat Shetler, the linesman, and Will Norris, the other linesman. Toronto Maple Leafs lead 3-0. We had a change from the official scorer on the first goal, Ullman's 21st, Ellis and Henderson. Henderson getting the assist instead of McKinney at 2:53. Pellick got his third goal from McMillan and Lee at 12:02, and Keon's 20th of the year from Spencer and Lee at 16:06, and Toronto, who dominated the first period, outshot Detroit 19-9. And Henderson is in the penalty box. He has 1 minute and 11 seconds left as play starts in this second period. He got his penalty at 19:14 for holding the puck. That's Webster. Over to Bergman, off his stick. Bergman to Mahavlich. Mahavlich to Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio is knocked down by McMillan. The puck goes over onto the far wing to Howe. Howe comes to the Leaf line to Del Vecchio, closing in, back to Mahavlich. Mahavlich getting in front, takes his shot, and Clark got a piece of it. McMillan trying to get it out. Del Vecchio had his pass knocked off his stick out to center ice. Webster passing to Bergman. Shot it into the Leaf zone. Braun took Mahavlich out. Dory off the boards to McMillan. McMillan up for Keon, just a shade too far, and it goes down the ice. Webster, number 8. Coming out as Armstrong replaces McMillan. Webster up to center. Howe. A long shot was on the net. Armstrong off the boards. It comes out. Mahavlich covered by Keon. It goes by Bergman. Henderson has a second left in his penalty. Bergman gets it over to Hyde. Hyde back to Bergman. Henderson's on the ice. Howe trying to pull away. Elman steps over the boards. A long shot. Clark got that. Third it to Armstrong. Armstrong coming out. Pass for Henderson at center. Henderson just failed to get loose, and Unger turns for Detroit. Unger straight up at center. A long shot. The Red Wings taking awfully long shots. Dory back for it. Into Ullman. Ullman goes to the board. Still has it. Comes up with it. Flipped it up for Armstrong. And Vaughn. Ullman fails to get out. Unger gets his shot away, and that ends up back of the net. Dory up for Henderson. It goes down the ice. It hit Hyde's stick. Ullman up to do some forechecking. They go to the boards. Ullman trying to dig it out. It's in the corner. Henderson moves in. Ullman's got it, and then Unger took it away from him. Unger back to the goal. Takes a look. Libbett's on his left. Unger's pass to Nick Libett, number 14 at his own blue line. Back to Unger, number 7 at center. Up over the Leaf line, and nice play by Unger. He takes a look. Still has it. Many passes it right to Webster, but there are 2 Leaf players there. Unger will try it again. Gives it to Libett. He hit Pellick. Pellick brings it out. A foot pass intended for Henderson. Broken up. Webster coming back with Rolfe this time. And Pellick knocked it out and down the ice. Slides into the Detroit zone. Libett back for it. Chopped it off the boards. Heintz got it. Clearing pass up at center, under covered by Henderson, comes up with it, over the line, gets his shot away wide. Plot off the boards, held against the boards this time, and we'll have a face-off.
Or visit dtvtransition.org.
Now leading 3-0 with 16:48 to go in the second period. And out there now for the Detroit Red Wings, Bruce McGregor, Wayne Connolly, Hank Monteith, Dale Rolfe, and Ronnie Harris. The puck is in the lead zone. Rolfe took a shot. Monteith back from McGregor, stopped by Harrison. Harrison gets it out to center ice. Rolfe starts back again. Missed a check. Spencer then to Lee. For Sittler. Sittler down the left wing. Harrison trying to catch up, and so is Spencer. Right to Spencer. It's ball stick first. Harrison shoots it around on the board. Darryl Sittler goes to the corner. Kept it in. McGregor is covered by Sittler. Trying to get it loose. Harris decides to hold it. Puck along the board. Goes to Sittler. Back to Lee, then his shot goes to the corner. Harrison's got it. Harrison shot it in front. Lee moved up. Extended it for Sittler, and it's broken up by Connolly. He's checked by Harrison. Spencer leaves it for Baum. There's his shot, and it just went wide. Darryl Sittler shot it back into the corner. Harrison trying to get it loose. McGregor after it. Spencer took his man into the board. Sittler to Harrison, back to score! Darryl Sittler and Jimmy Harrison.
That line certainly never stopped digging in there. Spencer, Sittler, and Harrison, and they controlled the puck and hemmed that Detroit defense in, and finally Sittler to Harrison, and a quick little pass back here, and it caught that Detroit goaltender going the other way, and Darryl Sittler just slipped it by him on the short side.
Toronto goal scored by number 27, Sittler. Assist, number 12, Harrison, and number 15, Spencer. The time, 4:28.
4:28, Darryl Sittler from Harrison and Spencer. McMillan and Keon trying to move out of their own zone, and there's Gordie Howe with it to Del Vecchio. Checked by Monahan. Monahan shoots! Oh, and the crowd just fouled out at the last second. Comes back to McKinney. There's his shot. Monahan deflected into the corner, and the Red Wings are really hemmed in their own end. Shot around for Mahavlich. He's trying to bring it out. A long pass to Del Vecchio. Stopped by McMillan, Keon, and Keon turns. Back to Monahan. And for McMillan, over the line. McMillan for Monahan. It hits the side of the net, and there's Mahavlich with it. It's cleared out and down the ice, and it's McKinney going back for it. The Leafs are leading 4-0. Mahavlich offside, going in. As Del Vecchio was inside the blue line. 14:41 remaining in the second period. It's 4-0. Puck is in the lead zone. That's Mike Pellick. Pointing over to the left, gives it to Keon, back to Pellick. Pellick stick handles to center ice, gets over to the right side, then elects to shoot it in. Keon moves up, so does Monahan and McMillan. Detroit trying to get it out. Clearing pass. Down the ice for Webster. Webster shot it over the line. It goes to the corner. Monahan is dumped by Unger. Pellick falls down. Unger starts roughing Keon. And play is called in the lead zone to the left.
800-939-2085. Call now.
7 seconds to go in the second period as Henderson brings the puck up to center. He's dumped. There'll be a tripping penalty here to Webster for tripping the Leaf player. And Webster, number 8, goes to the penalty box. That's the first penalty of the second period. And Webster gets it for Detroit.
And we just saw a look at Tom Webster being caught.
Detroit penalty to number 8, Webster. 2 minutes for tripping. The time, 5:59.
All set to go. Delvecchio, Bergman, Howe, and Pike for the Red Wings. Rory, a pass to Lee to Ullman over the line with Armstrong. Along the board, they hold it there for a face-off in the Detroit zone. Toronto Maple Leafs leading the Detroit Red Wings 4-0 with 13:47 left in the second period. Comes back to Lee. Lee for Armstrong into the corner. It comes to Ullman. Ullman still in possession. Back to Lee. Lee over for Dory. Dory shot it. Henderson. Howe shoots it down the ice. Rick Lee goes back for it. 1 minute and 19 seconds left in the penalty as Ullman takes a forward pass from Lee with Armstrong. Flipped it over the line. Pike shot it out again. Dory goes back. Jim Dory leads the four-man rush. Tried to slip a pass through for Henderson. Broken up. Dory stepping into Hart, but the puck goes back into the Leaf zone, and so far the Red Wings have been able to hold the Leafs off. Rick Lee shoots the puck into the Detroit zone. The crowd comes out of the net, shot it into the crowd. Toronto 4, Detroit nothing. 12:41 remaining in the second period. Out of town score now the Rangers. Out in front of Pittsburgh, 2-1. Arnie Brown from Rattel and Gilbert at 3:18. Our second intermission tonight features our Hockey Night in Canada personnel with their annual panel discussion on the NHL at the beginning of the new year. Lee's playing. Here's Harrison. Wait to Sittler. He sees the goal. Right from the faceoff. Harrison got the draw to Sittler. He took a look and let it go. No question about that one either. McLeod handcuffed on that shot of Daryl Sittler as Jimmy Harrison directs that puck right from the face-off, beating Hart here, and there's the puck, and there's the shot, and it's gone. That all took place in about a half a second. I never saw anybody get it away as quick as Sittler got that shot away. Just touches
Toronto goal scored by number 27, Sittler. Assist number 12, Harrison. The time, 7:22.
Toronto Maple Leafs leading Detroit 5-0 as the puck is back of the Leaf net. Jim McKinney now leads the rush. Got it out for Harrison again. Harrison tried to get away. McKinney, and then Brian Spencer gets possession. Clears it over for Mike Pellick, who moves up. Pellick just shoots the puck into the Detroit zone and ends up back of the net. Shot around on the boards. He comes back to McKinney. He took a shot. Sittler tried to put it in on a deflection. Out around the Detroit goal, cleared out. Coming down the ice now is Don Luce, number 11. Long shot. Stopped by Plot. Plot had it come out in front, and it was left there, and Sittler comes back with Pellick. A pass for Pellick over the line. It goes to the goalkeeper. He shot it out himself. The crowd shooting it down the ice. Then it's Harrison back for it. Harrison to Spencer. Back for Harrison. Harrison nearly got loose. Lost his stick. Dale Rolfe now coming up the center. He takes a long shot. Plot comes out. Gives it back to Daryl Sittler. Over to Mike Pellick. Pellick back to Sittler. Sittler straight up at center. Over the line with Spencer offside. And Spencer flipped that one right up to a youngster in the box seats.
Brian Spencer has been taking a regular turn on that line with Harrison and Daryl Sittler, and they certainly look potent tonight.
Toronto Maple Leafs leading 5-0. 11:19 remaining in the second period. Keon after his check that's shot in near point. He leaves it there for Dory in the reach. Dory coming out. Quick pass for Monahan. Back for Keon. Too far. And Dory gets the puck over to Monahan this time. Back to Dory. To Bond. Bond's long pass for Monahan. Picked up. Monahan breaking in on goal, and he was too well covered by number 5 and 4, Serge Lajeunesse and Larry Brown. That's Bruce McGregor, number 12. Monahan had him covered. Dory's pass. Monahan couldn't get to it. It lost the stick. Larry Brown shot the puck into the Leaf zone. Plot steering it around to Dory. Dory's pass for Keon just failed it quick. Larry Brown again over to Lajeunesse. Back to Brown. Brown in his own blue line for Detroit at center. Shot it into the Leaf zone, and it's Dory flipping it to an open wing. Hank Monteith was checked. Billy McMillan bringing it out. Stick handling up to center. Pass for Monahan. He was just a shade offside. For a deliberate delay of game at 11:15 of their second period. Toronto leading 5-0 over the Red Wings. The faceoff is in the lead zone. Howe giving it to Mahavlich. He's trying to come out front. His backhand. Howe covered by Dory. Well, he tried to shove him off the puck. Del Vecchio keeps it in for the Red Wings. Trying to come out in front. Gets it back to the blue line. Connolly is shot. Can't stop that. Dory goes after it with Howe. Down went Dory. Mahavlich centered it. Keon gets the puck and shoots it down the ice. Connolly back for it. 8:15 remaining. The puck was shot around on the boards. His Bond moving up. He cleared it back into the corner. Del Vecchio covered by McMillan. Keon takes the puck away. Shoots it back to Bond. Bond for Keon, and it's tipped in, and McMillan couldn't get out in time. Seven minutes, 58 seconds remain in the second period. 1 minute and 11 seconds left in Lee's penalty. Keon gets the draw, back to Bond, takes his time, shoots it down the ice, and McLeod gloved it. Bergman, a long pass for Mahavlich. Back to Bergman, up at center. Over the line for Mahavlich. Mahavlich trying to go around McMillan. Trying to center it. It's knocked back of the net into the corner. Howe shot it back to Connolly. Back in for Mahavlich. It went by him. Dory shooting it around for Keon. And then Dory gets it and knocks it out to center ice. Bergman waits there at center for his teammates to get onside. A pass to Connolly. He didn't look. Dory gets it down the ice. Harry Bergman with 7 minutes and 5 seconds and 18 seconds left for the penalty to Del Vecchio at center. With Mahavlich over the line, offside is Mahavlich. At the 13-minute mark of the second period, 5-0 for the Leafs, 13 seconds left in the penalty to Lee. Montreal has tied the score with California. In the second period, it was Bellable from Savard and Ferguson at 7:35, and Peter Mahavlich from Lemaire and J.C. Tremblay at 8:53. Dale Rolfe, number 3 in possession. Gets it over on the wing to Harris. Harris hit a skate. It's over the line in again outside for Webster. Face off outside the blue line. Darryl Sittler out there with Harrison, McKenney, and Pellick. Under with Libet and Webster. Lee is getting set to come on the ice. He has 2 seconds now remaining. He steps out of the penalty bench, and Pelech moves up. Pelech going over the line with Harrison. Harrison trying to set up Sittler. Sittler extended it. Reaches to the right hand. A shot. Oh, shot by Sittler. And he just failed to find the corner. Ryan Spencer into Harrison. Sittler's loose. Back, trying to get it back to Harrison. And this line is really flying. It's along the boards. Harrison to Pelech. Pelech shoots it in. It ends up in the corner, back of the net. Harris to Unger. Unger laying it out over his own blue line to center. He takes a long shot off the boards. Goes over to Darryl Sittler. Sittler nearly ran into Harrison. Mike Pelech speeding out of his own zone. Flipped it over onto the left wing. 2-5 for Sittler. Unger will turn now for Detroit. A pass up to Libet. Libet's pass for Webster. Plot goes up with the arm. Pelech catches it. Icing is called against the Red Wings. 5:37 left in the second period. 5-0 for the Maple Leafs.
Still a quick report on Ronnie Ellis. The word from the Leaf dressing room. He took a stick on the forehead. He has a very small cut that he's complaining of losing us, and he's in the Leaf dressing room at this time.
Montreal leading California 3-2. LaRose from Collins at 10:14 of the second. So 3 unanswered goals by the Canadians puts them in front of California. Detroit in possession in their own zone. Lajeunesse takes a look. Out there with them is René Leclerc, is out for the first time in the game, number 15. Armstrong was knocked down, but he hooks the puck into the Detroit zone. And coming out now is Brown. Brown's pass to Lajeunesse. Deflected by Day into the Leaf zone. Bob Bond to Armstrong. Up to Elman. Elman and Henderson. Henderson's in the clear. From George Armstrong to Elman, and then another perfectly executed pass right at this point. Paul Henderson on the fly. And he goes in. The crowd had a little piece of the puck, but the strength of the shot trickled through into the back of the net.
Toronto goal scored by number 19, Henderson. Assist, number 9, Ullman, and number 10, Armstrong. The time, 15:02.
15:02 is the time of the goal by Henderson from Ullman and Armstrong. Face-off will be outside the Leaf blue line. For Paul Henderson, that was his 13th of the season. On to Lee. Lee is covered by McGregor. Up comes Hart. Took a shot, just missed the target. Poked off to the side, centered. Stopped at the blue line. Bergwijn lets one go, and that ends up in the corner. Bob Bond. Missing a check from Monteith. Lee covers his man. It's centered. And a shot. Knocked down. It's in front of the net. They hold it out. That hit the crossbar. Block took a dive. And that's about all he could do. That's action.
Now, Wayne Connolly had him beat on this shot as it was dumped out at this point by Bruce McGregor. Nobody near Connolly. And there's that puck going up off Jock Plot, hitting that top crossbar and landing in behind him, and by that time there's about 4 Leafs in there and 1 Detroit player, and they managed to keep that puck out, but Plot deflected that up off him, and Plot is still down on the ice.
Now Plot lying on the ice.
I see trainer Joe Stroh coming out. And a very wise thing, none of the players attempted to move Plot until the trainer got there, and just to see how serious that injury was. And we certainly hope that it isn't anything too serious, although about 4 bodies fell on him after that puck dropped loose in behind him in that goal crease, but he's just getting up. showing signs of getting up now. He may have just had the wind knocked out of him.
I would think that would be it, in the stomach, because he was on his back when the first two players went rolling over him. And you know, at his age, why you don't want too many people on top of you.
Well, I would imagine it'll probably hurt a little worse tomorrow, too, when he tries to get up. They always seem to hurt worse the day after.
It seems to be all right. I think, as you say, he had his wind knocked out, and Joe Skro was talking to him, giving him a whiff of smelling salts, Bob, and that'll sure straighten him out.
That was actually the first real test he's had from that Red Wing from this period. Practically the whole game as the Leafs have dominated the play right from the opening faceoff.
There's the drive that hit the crossbar. Look at that go straight up. I think that could have been called for knocking the puck down with a stick above his shoulder, too, Bob.
Seeing that play, Hank Monteith was the player who dropped on him. He was knocked into him from behind, and he fell directly on Plot, and there we see him laying flat in his back.
Face-off in the Leaf zone to the right. Toronto Maple Leafs 6, Detroit nothing, with 4 minutes and 16 seconds left in the second period. Puck goes to the corner. McKenny after it. So is Keon. They pile in there again, Monteith, along with McGregor, Kenny, and Keon. All set to go. The puck goes to Plonk. Plonk gives it to McKenny. McKenny out to Pellick. Pellick traded, but not out. That shot was knocked down. Pellick fell. Here's the shot right on. Monahan knocked it off to the side after Plot had made the first save. Alan McMillan clears it down the ice. Going to the red line and over. And that is icing call against the Leafs. That brings out Del Vecchio, Mahavlich, Howe. Along with Harris and Rolfe. Howe got the draw, hit a skate, came out to center. Rolfe hits Keon. Keon trying to get around Rolfe, still has it. Tried to set up Monahan, and Rolfe checked him. Then it back in his own zone. Dale Rolfe, number 3, back of the net. Takes a look. Shoots it up to Mahavlich off his stick, going down the ice. Didn't go over the red line as Plot stopped it. It wasn't going anyway, and Pellick takes a look. Pass up to McMillan. McMillan down the right wing. Mahavlich trying to check him. It's cleared into the corner. Monahan after Harris. Howe knocked it back of the net. Trying to gain momentum. Rolfe. Stopped by Keon. Tries it again over to Harris with 2:59 left in the second period. Long shot into the Leaf zone. McKenny fails to get it out. McMillan does, and Monahan and McMillan and Keon clear them over the line. Back to Keon. Into McMillan. He took his shot, and the foul stopped that. McMillan went into the boards. So did Monahan with Rolfe.
We take a look at that again. Here's the pride of the Prince Edward Island getting a backhand away and forcing McLeod to a good save on that short side. And McLeod didn't really know where that puck was.
This Saturday, January 9th, Red Kelly and the Pittsburgh Penguins return to the Gardens where they meet the Leafs for the 4th time this season. In 3 previous encounters, each team has a win, a loss, and a tie. And this game will be brought to you in part by Imperial Oil and Esso Dealers Agents in the City. The puck on the face-off goes back of the net. Spencer bumped into Bergman. Libet gets it up at center. And then Hart shoots it over the line. Libet was way offside. And Spencer was right beside him. Nick Libet, number 14. On the left side, Unger at center. Webster on the right. Harrison Spencer and Sittler for the Maple Leafs. Sittler has scored twice in the second period, and Henderson. Scored 3 in the first period. They've scored 3 in the second. They lead 6-0. Dory to Braun. Braun comes up the center. He takes a long shot. Off the board, Park, stopped by Harrison. Park gets it back again to Unger. Unger up at center ice. Takes his shot. Braun knocked that down. Spencer shot it around on the board. Sittler is spun around. Park getting set. Hit it over for Bergman. Stopped by Braun. Ryan Spencer holding it against the boards, and play is called. 1:48 left in the second period. Toronto 6, Detroit nothing. Montreal has gone ahead 4-2 now on Jacques Lemaire's goal from Redmond and Lapointe at 12:49 of the second period. That's 4 unanswered goals by Montreal, who were down 2-0. The puck comes back to Rolfe. There's a hard shot. Clark stopped that. He's got it underneath his pad. He doesn't know it, but he has it. Play is called. Have a look at that. Here's the shot from the point. It drops. Clark does a semicircle here. There he is. Turns around and drops with his right leg. There's the puck underneath it. Comes back to Rolfe again. A shot. That's wide. Henderson shot the puck, but not out. There's the drive. That one over top of the net. Zager trying to center it. Ullman trying to pull away, and he does. Ullman up at center. Over the blue line. Going right through the defense. He's turned around. There's going to be a penalty there. The puck is in the corner. Play is called, and a hooking penalty to Harris. Ullman tried to split the defense, and as he went by, Harris tucked his stick up underneath his arm, and that was it. 2 minutes. And it comes with a minute and 12 seconds left in the second period.
Harris, 2 minutes. The time, 18:48.
Here he is going through the center. There's the stick. Got him turned around. There's the score. Toronto 6, Detroit nothing. They have a man advantage. Armstrong out there with Ullman and Henderson. Bergman into the corner. Ullman shoots it back for McKinney. Over to Dory. Here comes his shot. That's deflected wide.
Last minute of
Henderson
play
has the
in
puck
this
again
period.
over to Dory. Dory in for Ullman. Armstrong takes the pass back, then gives it to Ullman. Ullman to McKinney. Over for Dory. Dory moves up. Henderson trying to center it. So is Dory. Henderson fights for it. Against the board. Play is called. 38 seconds left in the second period. Toronto Maple Leafs 6, Detroit nothing. Ullman facing off with Del Vecchio. He gets it back to Dory. Dory's pass to McKinney. McKinney took a shot. It went dribbling by Hike. Trying to get to it. Dory tried to center it. Howe clears it, but not out. Dory took a shot. Hit a skate. There's a race for it. McKinney and Howe. Howe going down the ice. Shoot! One, stop that. It goes out to center ice. Armstrong and Ullman over the line. It's shot back out again. Dory was checked by Howe, but Jack Trot made a save on a breakaway by Howe. There goes the bell, and the second period is over. Lee gets a shot to stop by Gamble as we get set for this final period. 6-0 the score in favor of Toronto. And the Red Wings at the north end of my left, and the Leafs the south end of the right. In the second period, Detroit outshot Toronto 12-10. But Darryl Sittler having a big night for himself here at the Gardens with 2 goals. Harrison has 2 assists. Spencer has 2 assists. Now we're all set to go for this final period. Referee calls them to center ice. Campbell in the net as the team players go over to give him a bit of encouragement. Billy McMillan has picked up 9 stitches on his cheek when he went into the boards with Dale Rowe. And McMillan is playing on the right wing with Keon and Monahan. Ronnie Ellis hit his head in the second period, at least in the first period, and hasn't been back, and he's complaining of slight dizzy spells, nothing serious. Puck is shot down the ice. Jacques Plante is not at the leaf bench, and Gamble is playing in goal. Dory gets it over to Monahan. Monahan up at center. Gets over to the Detroit line. Hyde got a piece of him. Puck goes into the corner. It's handed to Hyde, number 18. Gets it up to center ice, and down it goes. Harris is still in the penalty box. Has 22 seconds left to lead for the odd man advantage. Keon back for it. Bond decides to carry it himself. Gets it up to Dory. Dory a pass to McMillan. He's in the clear. Going right in on goal. He shoots. He scores!
Played by Billy McMillan as he was put in the clear by Jim Dory lots of times. Coming in on McLeod, he makes a fake to the outside, back again, and tucks it in behind him. That was a beautiful goal. Billy McMillan scoring all the way from the blue line. And that'll make the people in Prince Edward Island happy, Bill.
Certainly will, and one of the reasons why he's a top contender for the Rookie of the Year.
Ronald Hall scored by number 23, McMillan. Assist, number 8, Dory, and number 21, Bond. The time, 41 seconds.
41 seconds, McMillan from Dory and Bond. 7-0 for the Maple Leafs over the Red Wings. Rolfe to Unger, getting it back to Rolfe. Up at center. Stopped by Armstrong. Armstrong shot it right on a Harris's stick. And Henderson nearly broke loose. Rolfe shoots it out. Cleared over on the wing. Lenny missing a whack in the face from Webster. Unger over the line. A pass stopped by Glenny. Comes back to Harris. A shot. Gamble stopped that. Another stop. And it goes to Lee. And Gamble comes up with a great save. Lee shooting in back of the net. Unger trying to come out in front. Gets his shot away. That's over top of the net. It comes to Henderson. Henderson starts down the ice. Up at center. Over the line with Ullman. Ullman was offside on the left side, and that means a face-off outside the blue line. 18-19 to go in the game. Toronto leading 7-0. McMillan from Dorian Bond after 41 seconds, and there's Normie Elvin, who has certainly been the outstanding player on the ice so far.
He's been a spark plug for this Leaf Hockey Club for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I would say.
Armstrong knocked the puck over the line. Bergman gets it over to Height, number 18. He gets it up at center. McGregor couldn't get anywhere as Gurney was up forechecking. Bergman gets it over on the wing. Victory off the boards to Armstrong. To Ullman. Ullman takes his time. Got it over for Armstrong. Armstrong trying to stick handle through. Too well covered, and back down the ice comes Hank Monteith over the blue line. Monteith goes in front of Glenny. Glenny took him out of the play. And Armstrong gains possession. Still has it. Up to Ullman for Henderson. Over the line. Hank went down. Henderson is off stride. And shot around on the boards for Connolly. Connolly can't get anywhere. He cleared it back to the net to Bergman. Bergman gets it ahead to McGregor. McGregor stopped by Lee. Offside Spencer tried to stop, but he couldn't. And we'll have a face-off outside the blue line. This game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens.
For information.
Face-off outside the blue line. Harrison, Sittler, and Spencer. Spencer playing on the right wing. Sittler on the left. Harrison at center. Pellick on the defense with McKinney. Alex Del Vecchio, Gordie Howe, and Frank Mahovlich. Ronnie Harris, number 16, and Dale Rolfe, number 3, with McLeod in goal. Here we go. The puck is dropped. It goes over to Rolfe to Mahavlich. Nicely blocked by Harrison. Picked up by Spencer. And Howe. Back in his own zone. Pulls away from Harrison and Sittler. Gets up to center. Poke check by Harrison, and it's out to center ice. Roddy Howe, a pass to Roddy Harris. Harris missed the check from Pellet. McKinney turns and shoots it back over to center. It's Howe now over the line. Trying a pass that Sittler goes after. Gamble knocked it into the corner. Pellet then to Darryl Sittler up to Harrison. Rick Spencer catching up with him. They're over the line. Back to Spencer. Right in on goal. Hit the side of the net. Broke his stick. Comes up to center ice for Howe. Over the line to Harris. Took his shot right on, and Pellet shoots it out to center ice. Back for Dale Rolfe. Missed the check from Harrison. Over to Del Vecchio offside Mahavlich. 16 minutes and 14 seconds remain in the game. 7-0 for the Maple Leafs. Face-off outside the Leaf blue line. Unger with number 8, Tom Webster. Nick Libet is 14. Bergman on the defense. Dory. Off the boards to center for Keon. Broken up. Unger has it. Unger's pass then for Libet. Libet is poke checked by Dory. Height flips it back in again. Bond is there. Bob Bond. His own blue line. A pass to Keon. Up at center. He flips it in. McLeod came out of the net. Keon goes after it first. Back to Bond. Bond then shot it back of the net into the corner. Comes around on the boards. Monahan covers his check. Then Keon keeps it in. Closes it in. There's a shot. And the rebound is good. He got Keon's rebound, and it's 8-0.
I'll tell you that, McMillan hopped in there in a hurry after the stop on Keon, who let a wicked slap shot go. Blocked by the shoulder, and watch McMillan move in there. Nobody near him, and he tucked that away with a backhander, and McLeod didn't have a chance to get back and cover that other side.
There's the patch.
Toronto goal scored by number 23, McMillan. Assist number 14, Keon.
Keon over the
and
line
number
again.
8, Dory. The time, 4:25.
4:25 is the time. Unger up at center to the Leaf line now. Toronto leading 8-0. Gets a pass over to Libet, and that shot hit a leg. Monahan stepped into Unger. A shot by Hart is deflected wide. Dory fails to get it out. Gets it again. Monahan knocks Unger down, and it's Dory up with Keon. Over the line, and he left it there. Back over the line for the Red Wings. Bergman's pass stopped by Armstrong. Bergman stopped by Keon. Armstrong failed to get away. Keon comes up with it with Armstrong. Hooked it through for Armstrong. McLeod knocked it off to the wing. Goes into the corner. Hank shot it around on the boards. Monteith trying to get away from Lee, and there's Henderson back there to get it, number 19. To Armstrong. Off the boards for Henderson, and then offside. He just got over ahead of the pass. This is Hockey Night in Canada for Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Make every ticket count.
Well, we have a first egg on the ice of the new year, and it's over near the Detroit bench. And of course, the scrapers will come out on the ice and scrape it up with the Toronto Maple Leafs leading by a score of 8-0.
We had a picture of Hank Monteith right now on our screen, and he set some sort of a record this past while, as he was the first one who scored a goal into his own net on the delayed penalty call. And I'll tell you, that must have been somewhat embarrassing, because, you know, we've talked about that happening many, many times, and That's an awful way to get your name in the record book, I would think.
For sure, Bob. And on Wednesday night, which is Hockey Night in Canada, there's going to be 2 games. On the National Network, the Canadians will meet the Canucks. On the Regional Network in Ontario, from Maple Leaf Gardens, it's the Leafs against the Minnesota North Stars. Hellman, Pellick, and Keon scored in the first period as Toronto outshot Detroit 19-9. Then Sittler scored twice and Henderson once in the second period as Detroit outshot Toronto 12-10. And in the no penalty so far in this final period. Now they've finished scraping off the ice, and we'll start all over again. Hellman, Henderson, and Armstrong out there for the Leafs. McGregor, Connolly, and Monteith. Out-of-town score, Canadians now lead 5-2. Guy Lapointe from Claude LaRose and Mike Cardiff at 4:05 of the third period. Montreal 5, California 2. Lee for Henderson, back for Glennie to Henderson. For Armstrong, it's deflected into the Detroit zone. Going back for it is Larry Brown. Brown back of the net, trying to wind up. Skates down the right wing at center. And into Glennie, and Ullman is there. He hit. The puck came out in front. Ullman races after it. Comes straight down the ice at center with Armstrong and Henderson. Back to Armstrong. Armstrong walking right in. He took a shot. And that was blocked by the Detroit defense. Back for Connolly at center with McGregor over the line. A shot, and that just missed the target. It's still in the lead zone. McGregor is hit. Knocked down. There's going to be a penalty to Henderson as he dumped McGregor. This is Hockey Night in Canada from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Face off at the rim of the circle in the Leaf zone. They're short-handed. 8-0 the score with 13:29 remaining in the game. Here's a chance for Mahavlich, but he was stopped by Sittler. Darryl Sittler into the corner. Howe takes it away from him. Back there goes to Webster. His shot went by Del Vecchio. Bergman lets one go. That hit Harrison. Came out in front. A shot to Mahavlich. Oh, and off Mahavlich. And that was
Mahavlich with Bruce Gamble down at his mercy, and he just can't lift that puck up. He's got all kinds of room to shoot at, and he hit Bruce Gamble right in the chest after being set up by Alex Del Vecchio.
Monahan, Keon come out. Now we have another egg on the ice, Bob, and we don't see this very often at the Gardens. Austin was a cellophane, yellow cellophane routes. It's got an egg in it.
Well, you know, if people realized how dangerous something like that was for a player to skate over and maybe suffer permanent injury, I'm certainly sure that they would refrain from throwing things on the ice. I get a little bit of a commotion below us here, and I would imagine that maybe somebody is being escorted out of the building.
Still scraping it up. All set to go. 13 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Pellick is stopped. Del Vecchio trying to center it. Red Wings with a man advantage. Pellick went to the boards. Del Vecchio digs it out to Howe. Howe's back of the goal. Centered it to Bergman. Bergman takes the shot. He hit Keon. Hooked it out to Monahan. One man back. Monahan goes down the ice. Takes the shot. Hits him with a backhand, and McLeod covered the short side. Bergman to Howe. Over on the wing, McKinney broke it up. McKinney keeping it in the Detroit zone. Shot it back of the net. McLeod is there. Webster to Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio trying to gain momentum to his own blue line up at center. Shot it over the Leaf line. Howe closing in. There's the shot. Gamble stopped that. Keon back of the net. Keon skating out of his own zone. Up to center. Pick handles back again. Over to McKinney to Pellick. And to Gary Monahan. Monahan gains speed. Straight down the ice at center. Takes the shot. He scores! A real hot drive by Gary Monahan. And it's 9-0. And he just stepped over that blue line. And let a blazer go just as he hit the blue line and had McLeod beat on his glove side. Whether he was screened on that shot or not by the defenseman, I don't know, but that was certainly traveling and a long way out on that shot of Gary Monahan.
Toronto goal scored by number 20, Monahan. Assist number 4, Pelech, and number 14, Keon. The time, 7:59.
7:59 is the time of Monahan's 8th goal of the season. Here the Leafs again. Ullman shot it wide as he goes after his own rebound. Toronto 9, Detroit nothing. Back up the ice at center for René Leclerc. A long shot. Gamble juggled that. Knocked it off to Armstrong. Armstrong goes down the right wing. Failed to get away. Then Ullman moves up. Gets the puck into the Detroit zone. Gets it loose to Armstrong. Armstrong took a whack at it. Henderson is on the ice. Dory for Ullman. Armstrong's got it. Losing it, and it's loose to the Leaf defense. Now it's out to Henderson. Henderson didn't see it. Henderson in his own zone. Turns. Ullman is knocked down. Henderson over the line. There's Ullman losing it to Loose. Spencer missed his man with a body check. Back up over the blue line now for Day. He's dumped. He got a shot away, and it goes into the corner. Henderson then whacked into his check, and there'll be a face-off. Then the Leafs thrown to the left. 10 minutes, 46 seconds to go in the game, and the Leafs are leading Detroit 9-0. Face off in the Detroit zone. The puck is loose. Webster knocked it back of the net. Harrison and Unger bumped together. Spencer trying to hold it there, kicking it along the boards. Unger covered. Spencer and Lee try to get it out. Spencer trying to kick at it. Finally, he comes up with it. Around to Darryl Sittler. Sittler couldn't get out. It's along the board. Still in the Leaf zone. Centered across the goal mouth. It comes back. Sittler gets the puck out. He and Spencer with one man back. Sittler over the line. Closes in. Takes his shot, and he missed the target. Cleared out to center. Here's down the wing. Over on the right side for Webster. Look out. That shot goes up into the end blue. And fortunately, nobody was hit. Montreal now leading 5-3. Hampson from Vadnais and Billy Hickey at 6:09 of the third period. Apparently, young boy was nicked on the forehead, but he's all right. Kenny for McMillan and Keon. Goes back to the Leaf defense. McKinney and Pelech. Pelech up at center. Over the line to Monahan. Monahan going to the board. He's grabbed and knocked down. The puck goes loose. And it's Webster giving it to Libet. Libet at center. Over the line with a shot. That's way off the target. And it's Mike Pelech. Around on the boards for McMillan. Back for Pelech. Pelech at center. He gets to the Detroit line and over. Flipped it. And that was stopped by young McLeod. And Keon moves in to cover Brown. Brown goes to the boards with it, and there's no further play. 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game. Toronto 9, Detroit nothing.
Gary Hart, number 5 of that Detroit defense. He's a rugged youngster from Flin Flon. Played with Fort Worth in the Central Pro last year, and he totaled 226 penalty minutes.
It's Pellick keeping the puck in for the Leafs into the corner. Pellick trying to center it. Keon left it there. Monahan comes back again. Monahan still has it, closing in right in front for McMillan. And Keon moved up and just couldn't get his shot away. Keon hooked the puck in. The puck is back in the Detroit zone. Shot up to center. McKinney missed McGregor, but Monahan was right there, and McMillan has it. McMillan just shoots the puck in. The Leafs make a change. 8 minutes and 31 seconds left. 9-0 for the Leafs as the puck is cleared into the Leafs zone. Vaughn goes back for it. Monteith ran into Gamble. Ullman up at center. And Armstrong over the line. Armstrong shoots it. Brad stopped that. Dory lets one go. Rebound to Ullman in the corner. Ullman trying to find a man in position. Too well covered by Hart. Puck comes out to Monteith at center. Long shot. That was wide. Gamble left it for Dory. Dory clearing it back of the net into the corner. Up for Henderson. To Ullman. And Armstrong. Into the Detroit zone, and Harris hits it over to Mahavlich. Mahavlich down the left wing at center. Couldn't get by the Leafs defense. Barnes pass, broken up. Del Vecchio then back to Mahavlich again, and he couldn't get over the line. Dory with Ullman. Over the line, and Henderson. Henderson tried to turn around and shoot, and he was too well covered. Now comes back for Detroit. Over to Mahavlich, over the blue line. Here comes the shot, and that was wide. Howe missed the rebound. Ullman tried to set up Henderson. Ullman's got it again. Tried to set up Armstrong this time. And Del Vecchio gets a break with one man back, going down with Mahavlich. Del Vecchio shoots. Gamble stopped that. Another stop by Gamble. And Brown brings it back to Sittler. Sittler down at center. Over the line with Ullman. Sittler getting it over the line, and Rolfe gets it out again. To Del Vecchio. Carrying pass over the line for Luce. Going right in on goal. Gamble stops it and holds it out. Bruce Gamble made a sensational save on Don Luce.
And Don Luce getting in behind that Toronto defense and made a beautiful move on Bruce Gamble. Gamble went with him all the way and blocked that shot with his right pad and fell on it, smothering it with his arm and his leg. But a great play by Don Luce and a great stop by Bruce Gamble.
6 minutes and 33 seconds left. 9-0 for Toronto over Detroit.
And there's Big Gordy Howe, number 9, going to the Leaf dressing room, and I think he has something wrong with his elbow.
Loose out there in the forward line with number 15, René Leclerc. A shot goes wide. It's in the corner. Sittler gets it back to Harrison. Harrison just goes back of the net over to Spencer. Spencer trying to get the puck back. Does. Gets it out on the right wing for Harrison. Harrison up at center. A pass back to Sittler. Sittler going down. Back to Harrison and hopped over his stick. Back comes Detroit. Lajeunesse over the line. There's the backhand, and it was stopped by Lee. Hit the side of the net. Harrison trying to bring it out. Play is called. And there's going to be penalties, I believe, to Lajeunesse and Lee. High sticking. This is Hockey Night in Canada from Maple Leaf Gary.
Wireless.
High sticking to Rickley and Lajeunesse. Face off in the Leaf zone to the right. All set to go. Detroit get the draw, but McKinney picks it up. McKinney gets it ahead to Keon and McMillan. McMillan up at center. A long shot, hit hard. He goes after it. Picked off by Bergman. Bergman comes back for Detroit at center. To the Leaf line. For Unger, nowhere near him, and McMillan comes back. McMillan at center, grabbed by Webster. Gets it back to McKinney. McKinney turns. Unger's got him covered, and then Keon comes up with it. Unger took it away from him. Unger drops it to Hite. Hite over the blue line. Trying to go around. Pellick does. Back of the net. Back it comes to Bergman. A shot, and Campbell covers the short side. McKinney back to Pellick. Pellick takes a look. He starts out slowly. Being watched by Unger. Gets it over to McKinney. McKinney tried to get by Webster, and he couldn't. Webster, a foot pass for Unger in the corner in the leaf zone. Back it comes to Hite. Here comes the shot. Knocked down by Pellick. Pellick down the ice with McMillan and Keon, and he just shoots it into the Detroit zone. The Red Wings go back. Back up the ice for Hite at his own blue line. Up the center with Unger. Hite knocked it over the line, but Ullman brings it out before it's a... Here's a quick pass to Henderson. Going in on goal. He shoots. He scores! And it's 10-0.
Paul Henderson yelling at Normie Ullman. Ullman getting him in the clear. Henderson picking it up off the skate, losing the puck. McLeod coming out trying to steer the puck. And there's an open net for Paul Henderson to get his third goal of the night.
Toronto goal scored by number 19, Henderson. Assist number 9, Ullman. The time 15:38.
15:38 is the time of the goal. Henderson from Ullman.
Bill, you wonder if that play by young McLeod, I guess it's inexperienced that would have a goaltender coming out and guessing on a play like that. Because the coaches will tell you, you know, if you're not completely sure you can get to that loose puck, get back in your net and make him make his move. And he made it very easy for Paul Henderson to get in behind him and tuck it away.
Right, Bob. And this game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in... A face-off at center ice, of course. 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in the game.
He's only got two. I thought that was his third one.
Well, the way they're going, the game isn't over yet either.
Maybe I'd give him a little luck there.
And the face-off, Henderson gets it back to Dory. Dory up for Ullman. Ullman to Henderson. He's over the line. Back for Ullman. Stopped by Rolfe. Rolfe goes to the boards. Wayne Connolly picks it up, number 17. He starts out. Up the center, a pass over on the left wing for McGregor. McConnelly knocks it back to Dale Rolfe. 3 minutes and 57 seconds left in the game. Toronto leading 10-0. Vaughn goes back to the goal. Takes a look. Over to Ullman. Ullman back to Vaughn. Over to Dory. Dory's long pass went from Rolfe to Lee. Rick Lee to Dory. Takes a look. Moves out over the blue line. Up at center. Takes a long shot. That bounced right on the net. The rebound straight into the corner. Monteith stopped by Ullman. Right in front to Armstrong. Henderson went after the rebound. Henderson right to Armstrong. Over to Ullman. Ullman shoots the goal.
Detroit playing goal like working in a shooting gallery as they're taking turns at him. Normie Ullman with a quick snapshot right up over McLeod's right hand.
Toronto goal scored by number 9, Ullman. Assist number 10, Armstrong, and number 19, Henderson. The time 16:48.
16:48 is the time. As Darryl Sittler fails to get out, now it's a chance for Lee up to Harrison with 3 minutes left. Over the blue line, fakes his shot. And Spencer trying to come out in front, still has it. Right forward along the boards, right in front to Sittler. Here's Spencer, right in over his goal! His first NHL goal. Brian Spencer gets his first NHL goal, and Glenny picks the puck up for him. Well, you certainly have to give this youngster credit as he works all the way, digging that puck away from the side, going in and picking up the rebound after Brown had blocked it. And he hasn't got too much room, but he managed to lift it up over McLeod, and I imagine there's a very happy young fellow out on that ice tonight.
Toronto goal scored by number 15, Spencer. Assist, number 27, Sittler, and number 12, Harrison. The time, 17-16.
17-16, 2:33 left as Sittler comes at center again with Spencer. They're over the line. Spencer shoots right on. And Mahavlich gets the loose puck. Spencer hits him with a body check. The puck goes to Sittler again. Sittler shoots one wide. And Spencer centering it for Sittler again. Knocked by Del Vecchio today. Gets it out to center ice. Lee off the boards. Harrison gets a hold of it. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left as over the line for Harrison. Mahavlich has left the bench and gone to the dressing room. Here's a second score! Harrison centering it out in front. It hit a skate, went in the net. Well, I guess they go in all kinds of ways. And that McLeod must be wondering what he has to do. I guess he got a couple of boards and boarded up as this puck was shot out by the Detroit player and going in off number 5, Lajeunesse, in behind McLeod. And the goal, I think, will be credited to Jimmy Harrison.
Toronto goal scored by number 12, Harrison. Unassisted. The time, 18:05.
The Maple Leafs have scored 7 goals in this last period and lead 13-0. McMillan to Monahan. Gets it out to center ice with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. A long shot offside at the Leaf blue line. 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining. Pelech in the corner. Off the boards to Monahan. Keon races after the puck. Gets it over the line. Libet skates back. Left it there. Monahan shoots right on. And it's shot back out to center ice. 1 minute and 18 seconds. A long shot. Stopped by McLeod, who left it there for Hart. Hart passing it over to Unger. Skated off by Keon. McKinney took a long shot. A rebound into the corner.
Last minute of play in the game.
Less than a minute to go in the game. 13-0 for the Maple Leafs as it's shot back into the Detroit zone. Back of the goal. Unger starts out, dropping it to Hart. Hart was given a jolt by McMillan. Cleared back into the Red Wing zone and out again with 38 seconds. Pelech for Keon. Libet handed it to Monahan. Monahan tried to go in, knocked the puck into the corner, tried to center it. It goes back of the goal. Cleared out by Monteith, stopped by Armstrong. Cleared it to an open wing. Ullman couldn't get to it. 16 seconds left. Armstrong tried to set up Ullman. It goes into the Detroit zone with 10 seconds left. Now it's Bergman coming out of his own zone. Over to Unger. Up the center. Long shot. Gamble steered it off to the glass. The game is over. Toronto 13, Detroit nothing in just a moment. Our three-star selection. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the 3 stars of tonight's game, selected by Foster Hewitt. The first star, Dave Keon. The second star, Norm Ullman. And the third star, Darryl Sittler.
The 13-0 blowout was the most lopsided score in the history of this great rivalry, which is saying something considering this was the 451st regular season meeting. The teams would meet again 8 days later, and in stark contrast would play a very closely contested game won 3-2 by the Maple Leafs. Thanks for watching Vintage Games here on the NHL Network. We'll see you again next time.